Hello everyone, just a quick update. And I'm starting another training batch for the sanctions. We started the last one on 2nd of April and it's about to conclude on 28th of May, and then I'm going to start another one sanctions related batch on 4th of June. It's a 8 weeks program and we're going to be preparing for 12 training sessions. 11 of those will be in the group training session and the last one will be to discuss the mock questions individually. I'm going to have with every one of you privately, and the timings and dates will be flexible for the group training sessions, initial 11 ones, these are the timings for it. Why do you want to do the sanctions training or the sanctions certification? The Russia war against Ukraine. There are lots of sanctions against Russian oligarchs and different people around Russia, and there are lots of jobs in different countries for sanctions officer or sanctions specialist. Doesn't matter if you're USA, Canada, Nigeria, India, UK, wherever. There are lots of complications regarding sanctions, and people need specialists to help them identify the scope for sanctions compliance. Especially for those who have trained through camps training through me in previous different groups, group 1 to 12. If you want to do it, I would seriously encourage you to do this certification. Even though you are preparing for the camps examination, or you are right now saving for the camps examination fees or any AML certification fees, and you want to meantime looking for any job or something to help you to prepare or save for that certification camps or any AML certifications, so you should do this sanction certification training, because you don't know what sort of job interview or job description your employer can expect you. We discuss in our training sessions the sanctions in 4 hours. The 10th training session in different groups. It was just a 4 or maximum maybe 5 hours of the session that we must have had. So but it was just a summary whatever we discussed in the end of the training session, whatever the sanctions we were discussing. It was just a summary whatever I had discussed with you, all of that. This is what we going to discuss around 25 hours of it. It's a 12 training sessions, and we're going to be spending around 2 hours or more on each training session. Sanctions is a totally different world. They have their own sanctions compliance program, their own sanctions due diligence and everything. So you don't know what sort of questions your employer may ask you, or what sort of job description your employer can expect from you. So you need to be totally be prepared for it, thoroughly prepared for it. The CAMP certification or AML certification is more about transaction monitoring. We spent our training sessions, like initial 9 training sessions were about transaction monitoring. We only had one session to discuss sanctions, because the certification for CAMS is more about transaction monitoring. They have the other certification for that's called CGSS, Certified Global Sanction Specialist, and it's more related to sanctions or trade-based money laundering. So we're going to be discussing more sanction and TBML in the session, the same way that I've discussed with the previous group of sanctions 1. We discuss more in detail what's TBML and sanctions, and how do we discuss them, and they have a study guide for that, and I have different documents for that and different study notes for those sanctions related, and I have for TBML related as well. We will be discussing those in detail. I would seriously encourage you to join this one. 50 or 55 of you from my previous camps batch join this group, because I was charging very low fees for those, and I'm gonna do something similar for that as well. And only I think there are around 65 or 70 people in this batch, and only 10 and 15 of them were not my camp student. Majority of my camps students or AML students. So do join this one. My target audience is you guys, the camps one, because we're going to learn more. You have already, your basic is clear about transaction monitoring and AML. We want to discuss technical things regarding sanctions. I want all of you to join this one. Timings are maybe a bit odd one, especially if you are in North America. It's going to be your early time, like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. But it's just a 2-hour session. I don't take 4 or 5 hours. It's just 2-hour session, but it's a very target oriented session. Those who have never trained through me and they are preparing for the CGSS certification, is 50% discounted whatever I charge for private training sessions for the CGSS people. I charge half of that for my for group training. So you guys can also join it, but my main target audience is my students who were basically trained for the camps. I want all of you to prepare thoroughly to become a complete compliance officer. Do not just do the camps. If you have passed the camp certification, you still need to do sanctions. Even if you do not want to do the CGSS certificate, you still want to know sanctions and TBML in detail. Just do not stop learning. I told all of you that you need to build IT skills. Have your camp certification, have your IT skills built up, and you need to have training at least for sanctions or TBML, so which will make you a complete compliance officer, and you do not need any other certification. At least from now on, you may need cryptocurrency one, but we are covering cryptocurrency in our training sessions and in detail. So purpose is to help you to prepare for the if you have passed the camp certificate. Purpose is to help you to prepare for the interview to get you a better job with better pay in banks, fintech, virtual asset service providers like Coinbase or Kraken or whatever. So you have to impress your employer with your knowledge. If you don't have the hands-on experience, I'm going to be giving you lots of documents to read, which will help you to build your technical knowledge, will help you to get a better job, or will help you to get an AML job if you're not working in anti-money laundering or compliance. So just want you to create a video about it, and want you all of you to encourage you to and urge you to join this training sessions. It's an 8 weeks course. Even if you are training for the camps in group 11 and group 12, these are the two groups that are currently being trained. You can join this one because the timings are not conflicting. So join. There are a couple of ones who in the group sanctions one, the previous batch, they were training for the camps and sanction. They are able to manage time. If you can able to manage time, do join this one, and you're going to learn more. Your target should be to learn technical things, whatever is happening in the banking industry, compliance department. I'm sharing all of those knowledge. You want to learn those, and to help you to prepare to get a better job whichever country you are from. So see you on the training. Contact me on email and WhatsApp, and I will let you know. I'm charging very less amount of money, especially if you are my camp student or if you are referred by my camp student. So do join and contact me for the fees, and I will give you special discounted regarding those one less than the amount that you paid for the camps training. So see you on the email, on the WhatsApp. For the further discussion, do register. Before that, there are early bird discount as well for those who have never been trained through me. I'm going to provide 10% further discount if you're going to register before 25th of May. So thank you so much for your time. Have a good day. Take care.